Good afternoon. It's Lee Cassidy from Tactile Technology, and today I wanted to show you something quite unique, and it's the way that you can actually use an alternative platform to manage your visitors into your organization. But the key thing with it is it can actually be touch-free, so it's COVID compliant, as it were. On the screen at the moment, you can see the actual back-end system, which is a web-based interface, and you can see any number of sites from here, and it's all centrally managed. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can actually look at all the guests for a particular site by just clicking on that particular site. The one we've got is called Demo System at the moment, so you can see that at the top left. What I'm going to do though is show you what it looks like from the guest perspective. So we're just going to swap over to a local camera that's looking down, and we've got an iPad that's used to actually demonstrate this. So we've got two ways we can actually utilize this. One is we can actually touch the screen. So I could go in there and touch that I'm a visitor. I could put my name in, things as if I'm actually a visitor. But what I want to do is show you it when you're using it with not touching the screen at all, so it's more COVID safe. So what I've got is my standard iPhone, and I'm going to open up the phone and go to the QR capture piece, and then as you can see on the actual app down here, there is a large QR code on the right hand side, and what I'm going to do is just put my phone onto that, and we can see it's captured from the QR, and we've got the same type of information now being shown. So it's saying, good morning, please sign in. I'm just going to try and keep it so you can actually see it. So what I'll do is I'll say I'm a visitor today. So I click on visitor, and what it's going to do is ask me some specific things. First of all, it's going to ask me my name. So I'm going to put my name in. It's going to ask for my email address. So I'll actually use my personal email address. It's also then going to ask me who the host is, and what I can do is have a look in the list or start to type. So I'll actually say it's me, so I'm going to be hosted by myself, and then we can see Lee Cassidy's appeared in the list. I'm going to make sure at the right position, so I can select myself, and then further down there are two documents to sign. So I've got a NDA to sign, so I can read through the actual NDA on the screen. And when we get to the bottom of the NDA, there's a section here to sign, and I can use my finger to sign there and click done. I've also got another document, because see we've got a tick against the NDA at the moment. There's also a health document. So we're asking here, have you actually had any symptoms, coughing, sneezing, fever, shortness of breath and things? So we can actually go through our COVID safe processes with people, and again, get them to sign it on their own phone with their own finger, so they're not touching anything that has been provided by the business. And then once I've completed that, what I can do is take a photo. So I'm going to click on the photo. I'm going to turn that round and take my photo of myself. So there we are. I've got a photo, and I can say use photo, and it's going to add it to the system. So that's coming up on there. And what we'll have also is a badge will be printed by the actual printer. So that's now been printed by the actual printer. So we can see that the printer's active. And here is our badge being printed at the moment. Actually, it's got stuck. So I need to fix that and sort that out. It looks like we've got a bit of a problem with it feeding. So let me have a look, see what's going on here. So I can sort that out quickly and then do another one. Nothing like a live demo, is there? For things to go wrong. But so it's not printed correctly because the actual edge of it's got caught. So what we'll do is we'll do another one, and there we are. We've got the badge printed, so it's got my name, it's got the host of the person and what type of guest they are, a visitor, or if it's interview, it would say interview. You can also create one that might be someone who's actually a contractor, and it's also printed image, so we've got an image of the person, so we know it's not someone trying to pretend to be someone else. So really simple to sort out your badges, and again, nothing was touched other than the badge. It just popped out in front. And then if I switch over to the guest screen, you can see now the guest screen is there. It's saying who the guest is. It's also showing then who the host is. It's saying what time they've actually arrived. So 301. And if I click into the actual guest, it actually will show me a number of things. One is it'll actually show me a video of when they actually logged in. So we can see down there a video, and I've got two different cameras looking at this, so I can see it from two different perspectives. But it also will actually see other sightings of that person. So any other cameras we've got, it'll actually pick you up and say where it's seen those cameras. So any of the internal CCTV cameras, it'll actually do that as well. It'll pick up all of them. So we know that person's now signed in from 3:01 p.m. and then later on we can sign out. The documents we mentioned were signed. So if I click on this and I open the actual document, we can see the actual document that was signed by the guests and their signature and the time that they signed it. So all filled in there. So nice and simple to show all of that information as well. So really, really simple to understand what's happening with a particular, and we can also reprint a badge if we wanted to afterwards. We've got the two cameras that are linked to this as well being shown there. And if we go to analytics, we can actually see how many people, how many guests we've had on which days as we go along. So going back to the guests, we can see it there. This time what I'm going to do is do it actually on the screen, so you can see it works on the screen. So I'll drop to my picture-in-picture view of this so you can see the actual screen again. This time I'm going to go for an interview. I type in my name. I'm going to not worry about capitalization, just to speed things up. So I've put in my name when it should be email address. So I've put in my email address, I'm going to next, full name, next, host. So if I type that, we get Lee Cassidy. And again, we get the same information and the same signature block for each one of the documents. I can take a photo again then using the camera on the photo on the iPad. There's my badge. And again, I can press finish and it'll go off and send the badge to the printer and print it off. And again, there we have, but this time it says interview rather than visitor, because I've got it down to come as an interview. And again, on the screen, we can see over here everything on there again. So this time we've got an interview lined up, and we can see from this symbol it was actually done on the iPad itself rather than using a link that was done before. So all sorts, and we can see where we are with that. If I jump to my email, because I'm the host, it will also send me an email telling me that my visitor has arrived. I should have left my email open, but I closed it to try and reduce the amount of things being used by my computer at the same time as doing the video. So we can see at the top we've got one of them there, which is the interview, and then the other one here when I've got my visitor come in. So we can see the badge and everything saying that they've arrived, so that I know that that person's there and I can go down and let them in. So I'll minimize that out of the way. So really simple to set up and utilize this. If we wanted to add a different type of guest in there, so instead of just a visitor or an interview, we might want to create one that's, say, a contractor. So I can go into demo system settings here, and we can see we can change all the color, we can change the location, and also we can change the guest type. So I'm going to change the guest type here. So I'm going to add a new guest type, and I can call it anything I like, but I'll call it contractor. So we've got a contractor now in there. And what I can do is click on that contractor and decide what kind of information I want. And one of them might be, choosing the host again, especially if it's a contractor who's coming to do some work on site and they don't have a security clearance. We might want a particular host, or we may have a specific host that it goes to for anything that's to do with contractors. So we can set that up on there. We can also then select any document. So again, it might be we just have this COVID safe procedure document on there. So once that document's added on, and also we can put any other post messages. Please take your badge, but also please take a seat and wait, because a lot of receptions now don't have anybody there to be able to bring guests in and sort out badges and sign them in. So we can actually use this to do everything. So that's all completed now, and you can see live that it's appeared on the screen there. But if I jump down to my iPad version, you can see straight away that new guest type of a contract has appeared on here straight away. And again, if I do my QR code and select my QR, again, we've got that contractor version there, so it is live. Any changes you make are live, so it's not going to take time to add additional people or visitor types onto the system. So really, really simple to do that. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea of what you can do with this system. It is, really flexible, but we can also integrate this with other systems. And we're talking about integration with access control, so that once the badge has been printed out, they can actually go through the gate and into the building, because we've given them access into the system through this. So there's some tight integration with things. But also going back to the guest screen, and we go back to the actual guest system, and we see our trail of our people, we can also sign people out with this as well. So we can click sign out, for each one of them, and it sets a sign out time to whatever time that was set. And again, then we can look through and look at the analytics and understand who's been into the building at what times. So we get a really good picture of all our visitors, when they've arrived, the type of visitors, who's hosting them, and again, completely COVID safe if we use the QR code with a smart device. And it doesn't matter what smart device you use, as long as it's got the capability of doing a capture of a QR code. It takes it to a live website, and then they can actually log in, and the badge printing is done through the application, which is backlinked from that application from the website as well. So really simple to get somebody set up as a guest for an interview, a visitor or a contractor, and control the whole of that process. Also, we can export the whole of that guest data as well, so you can specify a particular day, week, or a period of time, and download all of it. Also, with the introduction of the API later, we can actually tie that into other systems as well. So you can have it tied into your HR system or anything else you might want to do to actually capture that information. Hopefully that was of interest to you. If anybody's got any questions, just drop me a line. It's lee.cassidy@tactiletechnology.com. We've got some more interviews coming up. So tomorrow we've got one of our in the hot seat sessions tomorrow with Kim Leary. So if you want to understand a bit about Kim Leary, join me tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and you can find out about Kim Leary and her business Quibble, which is in the website development and deployment side of things. So join me tomorrow at 2 o'clock for that. Otherwise, I will catch you soon. Thank you very much.